Welcome back to my man kitchen. So we're back here at home. As I mentioned before, by law the crays are supposed to be dispatched as soon as they come out of the water. But on this particular occasion, because I'm making an educational video today, I've brought them home. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take you through how to dispatch them. I'm going to take you through how to prep them to get them purged. I'm going to take you through what I'm doing with my boil, what I'm chucking in it, and then we'll crack on. So I'll probably just sort of key you in at specific points. But what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to take you through everything that I've got here set up, and yeah, show you what I've got. Right, so I'm just going to pan this down a second, bear with me. A bit more so you can see the whole thing. Oh, too much. There we go. Right, so what you can't see is I've got my knife for dispatching. It's just an ordinary hunting knife. Technically it's a pike knife. I've got a pair of pliers for when we're trying to get into the shells, and a hammer. So I use this for getting into the claws. So I'm not going to need to just yet. We'll put that to one side. Moving on, I've got my chopping board set up. I've got my area all cleaned down, nice and ready. So I've got my bucket full of crays here. And then here I've got colander, big pot of water. And I've got my ingredients here. So we've got some garlic, an onion, 2 lemons, some paprika, smoked paprika. So all that's going to go into the boil, and then I've got my stove. So this is a very, very simple, very inexpensive stove from a company called Coleman. And very simple little gadget. You just, let me see if I can get a bit of, get some better light. That's better. Right, so you fold one out that way, and then 2 go round the other way like that, and there you have it. And that just screws straight onto the top of the gas canister. Now I've got the smaller gas canisters. Nifty little thing about this thing is obviously you got your gas control there, but it's also got a little clicker for lighting them, which is really handy. And that will take this big pot here full of water, not a problem. What else have we got? And then just a few little bits. These are just my preferences. I've got my billet. God, I can't remember what they're called. It's a cooking pot, a camping cooking pot. And what I'm going to do with this is, once I've cooked the crays, I'm actually going to put some of the cray water in this pot, and I'm actually going to use that to dip and to wash off the insides and stuff. Because I've been told that you can eat all the bits inside, and I'll show you that in a little while, but I really don't like the look of it, so I don't. Right, so let's just get everything set up. I'm going to switch the camera off for just a second while I just finish off getting set up, and then what we're going to do, I'm going to do me cut my veg in that first. So I've got a nice clean chopping board to cut my veg on, chuck that in pot, and then we'll get cracking on sorting these crays out. One other thing that we need, some kitchen roll. Because this chopping board, because these guys are full of water, this chopping board's going to get a bit messy, so have some kitchen roll on standby. Right, so let's get our ingredients cut up and chucked in. Please don't judge my cooking. I'm no chef. I don't know fancy cutting techniques and fancy onion techniques. I'll just cut it up, bung it in, Yorkshire style. Get it in, lad. Yorkshire style. Right, onion in. Right, where's my bin? Right. All I've done is chop this onion in half and cut the ends off, and I can feel it in my eyes. Thankfully. I'm not cutting them up. No need. Yeah, I'm not going to be eating these onions, so I need to cut them up. I like a tidy workspace. Keep all the rubbish away. Right, garlic next. Oh, actually, we'll do the lemons. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut these into quarters. In you go. There we go. A little bit for me, because I'm a freak and I love lemon. Wha! Alright, right, let's get some garlic in there. Right. I'm going to whack quite a bit of garlic in this. Looking a bit lively in there, mate. You ready for eating? Me eating you, of course, not the other way around. Yep, I'm going to whack a few good cloves of garlic in there. I lost the clove. Lost the clove down the back. Is that one clove? No way. No way. No, it's two. Oh, it's two that's conjoined, look. That's weird. So it looks like one, possibly two bits of garlic, but when you break it open, it's one. Mad. Oh, okay. Wow. So I've got a little, well, I say a little, I've got a cut on my finger from where the cray got me earlier on. And I just got garlic oil in it. Yeah, that stings. Right, and then finally whack a shitload of paprika in there, take the top off, whack it in there, get it in there, we're not messing about, and some sea salt. It's worth mentioning, oh crap! Okay, so the lid just broke off the salt, and yeah, that's definitely got salt in it. Shit, is that buggered then? Whoops. Yeah, that's the salt bugger. Oh well. Alright, give that a little mix around. Right. Right, I'm not going to set that boiling just yet because the stove makes quite a bit of noise, so I want to be able to take you through this bit. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to zoom this camera in. There we go, still got a good angle. Yeah, that's good. And I'm going to take you through how to dispatch and prepare one of these crays. Right, let's get a decent size one so we can see what we're doing. Right, let's get some light. Isn't that good? Can we tip it my way? Is that possible? Lovely. Right, so dispatching. There's several ways to do it. My preferred method is on the back of the head there. That line there, I'll get close to the camera in a second, I'll show you. That's where your knife wants to go in, and it wants to go in horizontally, like that. and you're aiming to sever the spinal column. And what's going to happen is you're going to get some residual kicking and some residual nerve movements, with nerve endings dying, but eventually he's going to go limp. If, when you're preparing him, the tail still kicks, as in actually kicks, not just closes or twitches, but actually kicks. Yeah, I'll see if I can show you. Make his tail kick. You gonna kick? No. It means you've not severed the spinal column, and unfortunately that cray's still alive. So you need to make sure you get in there. Now, when you go in with your knife, you want to try and make it as central as possible, and it needs to go all the way through and come out that side, come out the underside there. Okay. So let me get a bit close to the camera, and I'll show you what I mean. Get some light. Right. Yeah, the focus isn't very good on that. Bear with me. Right, how do we focus this bad boy? You'll have to bear with me, guys. This is the first time I've done something like this. Right, I'm going to have to just do it like that. So, that line on the back of his head there, that's where your knife... You see how his tail's kicking? That's what I meant earlier on. If his tail does that after you've done it, then he's not dead. Right, let's see if I can get closer and show you. There you go. So that line on the back of his head there, that curved line, about the centre of that, that's when your knife wants to go in. Alright. Let's stop. Oh, he is on one. Right, so this is the part of the video where if you are of a sensitive disposition, you might want to fast forward. So, knife's going to go in there, straight through. There we go. As I say, you're going to get some residual movement, some residual nerve endings dying off. But he's pretty much out now. There we go. You see how it just relaxed then? There we go. Now, as I say, we've still got some movement there. Still going to be some residual movement, but that cray, nice, cheers mate, that cray's out. So, for the purging, what we're going to do is we're going to remove the intestinal tract, which is in the tail. And the way you do this is, you see how he's going limp now? Right, let me get some light again. On his tail, sorry, I'm really bad at this, there's a fin there in the middle. There. Oh, I'm so bad at this. I'm so sorry, guys. Bear with me. Right. There we go. Right, that middle fin on his tail, you're going to get onto that, and you're going to twist one way till it clicks, twist the other way till it clicks, and out comes the poop tube. So, there we go. You see how it's still moving, but that cray's out. So, here we go. Twist one way, click, twist the other way, click, and then, damn it. Okay. No. Right, unfortunately that went wrong. The poop tube has snapped off. So I'm going to have to cook that one as it is, and then just remove the poop tube once I actually get into the tail meat. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the wool on that claw so that I know that that's the one that has still got the poop tube in. Well, that was a bit anticlimactic, wasn't it? Right, let's get another one and show you the poop tube. What I was going to do is I was just going to do the dispatching of one of them, and the prepping of one of them to show you, but obviously I've done that poop tube wrong, so I'm going to have to do it again, so bear with me. Central as I can be, straight in. And pretty quick, that one's relaxing pretty quick. on that tail. It's nice and relaxed. There we go. Right, let's try this once again. So twist one way till it clicks, twist the other way till it clicks, give it a tug, and boom, there it is. Out comes the poop chew. Right, I'll show you here. It's a bit icky, but you need to see it. So there's the middle fin and the intestinal tract, and that is that prey. Oh my god, I can't speak. Sorry guys. That is the cray prepped and ready for pot. So what I'm going to do is the ones that I've done so far, they're going to go in my colander down there. Then once I've done them all, they'll go back into the kitchen, into the sink. And I'll tell you what, let's get some FaceTime, eh? Hi, how you doing? Zoom that. Oh no, I'm going out. There we go. Right, so I'm going to take, once they're all prepped and ready, I'm going to take them into the kitchen, put them in the sink, put a bit of salt on them, and then I'm going to run some cold water in the sink. I'm going to keep swishing them round until the water runs clear, because what you're going to get is you're going to get some like muddy yellowish discharge from them. It's totally normal, so just swish. This is my personal preference, you don't have to do this. I swish them round then until water's running clear, and then ready for pot then. So right, I'm going to crack on. I'm going to get the rest of these crays dispatched and prepped, and once they're all done then I'll bring you in on that stage, show you setting pot up and that, and we'll get cracking. Right, I just want to add at this point, there's something I actually forgot to do. What I like to do is before I start dispatching and putting them in pot, it doesn't really matter when you do this, but I like to get an old toothbrush. Let me get some light so you can see what I'm on about. But depends on the lake, on the riverbed or lake bed that you're on. But these, I don't know if you can see it, but they've basically got mud and muck all underneath there. So what I like to do is just get an old toothbrush under some water and just give that a little brush under there just to get some of that grit and dirt out of there. Alright, so we're ready to get the pot boiling. I'm just in the middle of giving them a quick scrub in the kitchen. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to get the pot on the boil. I'll show you that. So, very simple. Take the pot. Get it as central as I can. Some juice. Boom. And we are cooking with gas. Right, so that water's definitely out of oil. Quick, turn it down. Turn it down. Just while I do my bit of filming, put my crays in. Alright, so all we do now, because I've got such a big pot on here, and for anybody using a big pot on a small stove, just be careful because this bit's a bit dodgy. You might get splashed. So in they go. Very sophisticated stirring tool. Alright, now they're in. Oh, get the heat back up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring that to the boil. God, it's literally full to the brim. Bring that back to boil, and then once it's boiling, turn it down to a simmer for 2 minutes, and Bob's your Uncle Fanny's your aunt. Crayfish. Now usually at this point you can start watching them changing colour, but because I've got the paprika in there, the water's already quite red. But I mean, you can probably still see them now. I haven't even brought the water to a boil yet, and they're already red. They've got a lovely shade of red. Right, so we've brought it back to the rolling boil, turned it down, and I'm now going to simmer it for 2 minutes or thereabouts. So we'll see you in 2 minutes. Right, well, finally at my favourite part, the eating. So there's my pot of crays. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through one of the bigger ones. Get that panned properly, give me a sec. There we go. Yes, got my tools ready. Right, so I'm going to select one of the bigger ones. So that way I can show you the claw meat. Wah! Wah! So look at these. Oh, I forgot one thing, bear with me. and my pot of stock for washing them off. Right, let's crack on. Literally. So, when you get really, really big ones, I mean bigger than this, there's actually meat all up in that. Show you. All up in there, all down to that. And I still quite haven't figured it out yet. I'm still learning. But there's been still red hot. There's been a couple of occasions when I've had really big ones, and I have managed to get quite large chunks of meat out of these in one. So what I tend to do, because there's meat in that knuckle, is I'll try and break it off as gently as I can, and like that. You should, if you do it right, there's a little bit of meat there. Look. Now, hopefully now, because I've got that meat on the end there, when I snap this one off the same way, and I'll show you how to do that, and pull it off gently, hopefully that meat's going to pull through there, and we'll have a nice bit of meat there. So what I tend to do is I'll break it gently backwards, and then to the side a little bit, and then slowly, gently. Ah, damn it. Oh well, it didn't come out. So, to get that out, the easiest way I found to do it is that ridge there. I'll show you. There's a ridge on one side. Just get a pair of nose pliers and just get hold of that ridge, squeeze it till it cracks, and then just twist it off like that. Do that all the way down. And you're going to be left with a little bit attached there. Just break that off, and then you should be able to open it up, and there is your knuckle meat. Now that's not a bad bit of meat from a knuckle. And the clawed and knuckle meat is by far the most tender. Get a headshot, and there you have it. Beautiful meat. The texture on that meat is so good. Right, let's pan you back down. Right. Again, that little knuckle there, just past the claw, there's a little chunk of meat in there. So again, I'll just break it off backwards, snap it to the side. No, didn't get it off. Alright, no problem. So with these, the bit that's come off near the claw, you'll be able to get a pair of nose pliers and get it as close to the roof of the shell as you possibly can, so you're not pulping the meat, and just go in, squeeze and twist. And it'll pull off a nice little section of shell that just opens it up like that. And once again, you just pop it open, and beautiful little bit of knuckle meat. Delicious. Oh, you can really taste that flavouring from the stock coming through. Right, the claws. So, much like a lobster, the little claw, the flexible bit, I would do this over your pot because you get quite a lot of water in the claw, so I'll do it over the chopping board so you can see what I'm doing. But you take that claw, snap it back, and out should come a cartilage fin. Hard bit of fin there. Chuck that in my waste. Give that a check out. Alright, this is where the hammer comes in. So I'll take my little hammer and I just nice and gently, because if you pulp the meat, it's not a wasted effort, but it's not satisfying. So just nice and easy, increase your pressure until it cracks, and then you should be able to just peel the pieces off to reveal the beautiful meat inside. Just give it a little whack on this side. There we go. There we have it. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Dry my fingers off. Just pan you up so you can see this. So this is worth seeing. That is a beautiful piece of claw meat. I have been looking forward to this all day. Oh my god. There isn't any comparison really. I mean, I've never had lobster that I've literally freshly caught that day and dispatched myself, so I couldn't really say whether you're going to get something close to it with lobster, but wow. Right, so I'll take you back down, show you this other claw, I'll show you the process again. Sorry, bear with me. There we go. Alright, I'll do the whole thing again. So I'm going to break it off at the bottom. Some of the insides come out on that bit. We'll not have that. And same again, I'm going to try my best to get the claw meat out in one. But it's not. Right, there's that little knuckle meat on the end. Maybe we'll be lucky this time. I wonder if there's a way I can snap it a certain way that's not gonna. Alright, so that was to the side. I actually snapped it to the side this time. Oh, I nearly got it! Right, so snapping it to the side seems to work. And I nearly got, there we go. I managed to get the meat out that time without having to crack the shell. Let's put that to one side. We'll get all the meat out. I'll lay it out so you can see it. Right, well this take play ball now. Right, so again I'm snapping this to the side. No, it didn't work. That's alright. I'll get the pliers in. Get that claw meat out, not a problem. And a little bit of knuckle meat there. Let's pop that there. Right, I'm actually going to break this one over the pot. Right, so all I've done is just snapped it back, and then out comes a fin, and a bit of a surprise this time. This time we've actually got the meat from out of that claw. Very, very tender. It's almost like I can't really compare the texture of it, but there's just nothing to it. Right, give that a shake over the pot. Get some of that water out. Or I might have pulped that a little bit. Oh, it's not done alright. Yeah, I smashed it a little bit there. And there we have it. Right, let's get all the shell out of the way. And there you have it. 3 pieces of meat. Oh. Yeah, make sure you've got all the shell. It's not like eggshell. Right, tail meat. So, I'll just off a little bit. There you go. Alright, that's what we're going to do. Get out of the light, get a good, there we go. So I'm going to snap it one way till it clicks, snap it the other way till it clicks, and then out comes the tail meat. Now apparently all that in there I'll show you later on. You'll be able to see it really well. But all that stuff in there you can apparently eat, and it's supposed to be really tasty, but I really do not like the look of it. So that's alright for me. Right, now when you take the tail off, what you're probably going to find is you'll get some of that stuff on the tail meat there. So that's what this pot's for. I'll just pop it in there, give it a swish around, and off comes the stuff. And the added bonus is you're just adding more flavour into the meat. And because that water's still boiling, if your crayfish start going a little bit cold, most people are not bothered about that. I like them warm. It warms them up a little bit. So what you're usually going to be left with is 2 legs there. I still haven't quite figured out the best way to do this, but what I've been doing is just getting hold of it as close to the base as I can and just twisting until it all comes off like that. Right, then you take the tail fins off. Right, now for this bit, you're going to get hold of it belly side up like that, and you squeeze until each section's clicked in the middle. And then all you do, same again, belly up, get hold of those sides and just pry it open. Doesn't always work perfectly, but just get that on the rinse off. There we go. This bloody thing. Hi. And there you have it. A beautiful piece of tail meat. All that. That flavouring. I've hit it bang right with that flavour. The garlic and the paprika. Oh, it's really nice. Really, really nice. Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sit down in my little chair there, and I'm going to smash the rest of these crays off, and then I'll bring you in afterwards, show you the remains, and do a little bit of an outro. But until then, see you soon. Well, colour meat stuffed. I've smashed my way through all them crays. Tried to get through as many of the claws as was feasibly possible. And yeah, I'm absolutely stuffed. Up until this point, I've only ever put like salt or maybe a bit of lemon in. I've never gone all out with chucking ingredients in. So the paprika, garlic, onion, lemon. Absolutely beautiful. That flavour got right into the meat, so every single bite. And it helped as well that I've got the pot of stock down here. There you go, pot of stock that I was using just to swill them off. Served several purposes. It dipped them in flavour, swilled them off, and warmed them up a little bit, because I get a little bit put, I'm not going to lie, I get a little bit put off when they start going cold. So obviously if you've got a lot of crays, and it takes a time, especially if there's a lot of claws to get through. So some of them start going cold, and I don't like it. Well, it's not that I don't like it, I'm just slightly put off by it. But anyway, I'll show you the aftermath. So that's what we've got left. Tub full of carcasses. There you go. All veg in there. So there's for a bit. There's several things you can do with them carcasses. I've got some cooked whole ones that I froze. I'm going to try them as bait. And I've got a bag full of carcasses as well, which I'm going to add these to. And there's several things I can do with them. I can grind them up and make bait for boilies. I can make a boiler mix out of it. I can make more bait for crayfish. I had one idea of once it's blended up, put it in a little Tupperware tub, square Tupperware tub, stick it in the freezer, and then knock it out the tub, and you've got boom, a frozen block that you can chuck into the swim. Sorry, excuse me, I'm a gas. That you can chuck into the swim, that will slowly but surely release food particles into water. So I'm going to give that a try. You can put them out for birds to pick clean, because there's still a bit of meat in there.
And there's several things you can do with them. You can even use the carcasses, I've been told, to boil up again and make stock out of. And after I've used that stock today from those crayfish to dip in, I can definitely see me doing something with the stock in future, because that stock was really, really nice. And yeah, that's about it. I'm nicely stuffed. I'm going to get myself cleaned up now. All my stuff put away, make sure everything's tidy in here, because it's a bit of a bomb site at the minute. I do apologise. I hope you found this video informative. At the very least, what I'm aiming for really is to inspire people to get out there and catch these things by hand. Because to be fair, the more that we can catch and the more that we can eat, the better it is for our native crayfish. Because the signal crayfish, invasive species I mentioned before, they carry a disease that when they come into contact with our native crays, the white claw, it passes over to them and kills them off. Whereas the signal crayfish are immune to it. This is why, and a number of other reasons, in a lot of places in my end of the country, you can't get a trapping licence, so you can't trap for them legally. And I fully understand it, because in the entire time I've been spending, and we're talking a month of going regular to different spots all over where I live, because I like to try and hit different spots so that there's a bit of sustainability. I haven't seen for definite one native cray. I've possibly seen one on my first outing. I moved a rock and a cray that shot off. It was lighter in colour, small, so that's a big thing, and I'm pretty sure I saw a flash of white as it was swimming away. Now whether that was the white from the knuckle on the signal crayfish, or whether it was actually the white of the underside of the claw, I can't be sure, because it was just a flash. So I've had no definite sightings of native crayfish in all the places that I've been over the last month and a half. So that, I think, is one of the reasons you can't actually get a trapping licence in this end of the country. It's for good reason, because we want to try and protect the native crays. So yeah, as I was saying, I want to try and inspire people to get out there, catch these tasty little mud bugs, because it's free food. It's a fantastic day. I mean, I were out there today. I were only out there for 3, maybe 4 hours, and I got a good bucket. But on the days when I just go myself, I'm not doing any filming, I'm just going to get myself, or maybe myself and a friend, a bucket of crays, I can literally be out there, down there from dusk up until 5, 6 o'clock. In fact, last time I did a full day out there from 4:30 in the morning until 7 o'clock at night. And it wasn't until about 6:30 when I got a text from my partner, and it was asking me what I was doing for tea. And that's when I checked the time. I was like, oh my god, it's like 6:30, whole day gone. So yeah, it's a great day out. And yeah, you're doing the native crays some good. But not just the native crays, you're doing the rivers good as well, and the lakes that they're in, because these crays make such an impact on erosion to the banks. Any lake or river that you go to where there's an overhang on one side of the bank and it's muddy, chances are that's crays, because they're burrowing into the banks and they're just eroding it away, basically. So you're doing good. You're doing good for the environment, you're doing good for the native crays. So I hope you found it informative. I hope even more you found it inspiring. If you do have any questions or comments, feel free to throw them down, and I'll do my best to respond to them. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. I've definitely enjoyed it. I've enjoyed filming it. I've enjoyed eating them. I've enjoyed catching them. And hopefully we'll see you on the next adventure, where I might do an actual catch and cook, where I take the stuff I need with me, my little stove and my water and everything else, and I cook them down there. I've done it before and I'd like to do it again, so hopefully I'll take you along with me that time. Alright guys, peace out. See you later.